Nice day to go mine hunting. Let's go in the mine. Ooh, sounds like a foghorn.
Well, that doesn't sound creepy. Let's go.
That's some old timbering there, isn't it? Big hanging wall here. Look at the open stopes up there. It's kind of neat. There's a little piece of ladder. This vein is at a very steep angle. Like an 80-degree angle. Here we come up to a chute. It's plugged. Is that a ladder by you?
No.
Okay, here we are at the top of this ladder. There's a skip track going down this side. And then there's a ladder here. I've not been on this ladder before, so I've got a rope here and I've got a harness. I'm just using a Prusik loop to slide down the rope. So let's go down and see what we see down here. Look at the hook they had for the skip when it came up. They'd hook it in there, then dump it. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm sure my nose gonna work. Yeah, that's gonna work. Tight on the backpack.
Okay.
These are some skinny miners. So this is looking back up the ladder I just came down. This is a skip track over on this side. There's a roller up there for the cable. There's still a water line that comes down. It comes to just a short little drift on each side here. There she comes. The ladder's in pretty good shape. Almost got me in the toe.
I don't know where that came from.
That's why you wear helmets, because stuff can fall on your head out of nowhere. Especially when you're using a rope. The rope can knock stuff loose.
Okay.
Alright. So we still got a ways to go down here. A little level here.
Okay. narrow little ladder.
Yeah, it gets narrower in here, I forgot to tell you.
Where'd the rest of it go?
I know. They must have been running out of lumber. Okay, good job.
Thank you. Now we're ready to unhook and go explore.
Let's follow Julie. I don't know what all this stuff is. Looks like a rat's nest down here. Did you say something about bones?
Yeah, they're over here.
So here's some bones down here. Some kind of a bird it looks like. I want to know, there's some vertebra. I don't know why there'd be a rat's nest. We're at least 100 feet down. There's some paper from Dynamite boxes. Here's an ever-ready fresh stone antifreeze. That's an old one. Fuel can with one of those old spouts.
Top of the ladder down there.
Top of the ladder.
Top of the ladder.
Oh, how'd they squeeze into there? There's another fuel can. There's some lagging up above here. There's another can. That's Texaco motor oil, looks like. Here's a stope. Here's this bracing and the lagging. Keep following, Julie. There's another little stope straight up. This is a little bigger than I thought it was. And it curves to the right. And they chipped away at it going up this way. There is a fairly wide vein here. I don't know exactly what it is. It looks like it has some quartz in it. Now what do we got going? What kind of a mess is this? Oh, this is a skip track.
Can't really see.
I wonder where the top of this is. It looks like it's gotten mashed up pretty good from rocks and stuff. Huh. I can't see over here, but maybe the camera can. Well, we can't exactly get over there.
No.
Okay, about 100 feet down this Winze shaft, which is right there, we've come across a working level here. There's a few shovels and some tools, an airline, and then there's a homemade skip car. It's made out of a blue pressure tank for an old well, and they've welded some pegs on the edge here to ride on the rails, and they've also fashioned a bale, I guess you could call it, and welded that on, and that's what they hooked their cable or rope onto to pull it up the Winze. And it's a pretty good idea, actually. Okay, let's look to the right off the Winze. See some stalls. The water line looks like it ends here. There's a stope up to the right. It's still got a steep angle on this vein. You can still see some of it up in there that they left. Some more stalls. Do I see a wheelbarrow? Oh, there's a fairly modern wheelbarrow. A modern beer can. Tire's flat. There's a little bit of gobbing. Some more bones of something. What is that?
Some kind of bird.
I think it's a bird.
I think so.
There's a few nails in that can. And looks like another shovel. Another shovel. A working platform here. That's what they were chipping away at up there. Goes a little bit further that way.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Let's see what's down below the next level. I don't know why there'd be so many birds in here. They fly in that open stove somehow?
Probably, yeah.
One big step there when the ladder's joined.
Okay.
Two big steps. They're all big steps on that bottom ladder.
Okay.
And then the ladder ends, but the shaft continues, so don't go off that last step. Okay, here comes Julie down to level 3. A few dead birds in here. They must come in that open stope up there and get disoriented and fly around. Sorry, I'm balancing here. Okay, now you got one more step and don't go any more than that because the ladder is done and the shaft continues. So why don't you take a right? Okay, that's about all you're going to get because I'm still hooked up here.
I'm hooked.
So here's a wood dynamite box. Looks like a Hercules powder. It's a little broken up, but I think it's all there. DuPont. There's some huge lagging, looks like old railroad ties to me. And then some large, like a 6x8 for the braces. There's some track down here. It's official track. It's a lighter gauge, but it's not homemade. There's part of a bleach bucket, it looks like. Yeah, it's some kind of scoop in it.
Yeah.
This is for scooping their fines. There's a pry bar, it looks like. Here's a set of ladders. So, let's go back this way. There's a bunch of that plastic there. I'll turn around and take another look at it. So yeah, they're probably using that for sliding stuff around. There's a pipe they were using as a scaling bar or pry bar. There's these ladders again. This one's pretty broken up. Something must have fallen on this one. And then this way is back to the Winze shaft. This whole big back of this Winze is all one big hanging wall. You can see it. A big smooth slab all the way up. And it's not quite as steep an angle, but it's still pretty steep, probably like 60 degrees. Something like that. And then the Winze shaft does go down about another 40 feet, but it doesn't look like there's much down there, so we're going to skip that. Besides, the ladder's done here. So. Okay, Dewey's going up to the next level. This is the level the skip was on. I like that homemade skip. That's pretty cool. It's going almost vertical now. Yeah, there's some rotten wood there, aren't there?
Yeah. There we are.
Here's the roller for the skip cable. Still rolls. Tight squeeze.
Yeah.
Either that or you gotta lose weight. So we took the ropes off since we'd already tested the ladders. And they were good. I should say rope.
Alright.
Alright, let's follow the rest of this little drift here. What's this? This looks like a this is an air nozzle. This would have been connected to a airline, and they've used it to blow out the debris from the drill holes, so they were able to pack the holes with dynamite. That's pretty neat. Here's a track spacer. That's kind of interesting. Let's take this little side drift. Comes to a small table. Not sure what they're using it for. Maybe preparing their blasting caps. There's track in here. Here's these turds that look like tortoise turds again.
Oh.
They're tortoise have kind of a unique looking feces. They're kind of short and fat. So this goes a little further. The track keeps going. A couple of chutes here and there. A nice kink in the track. Always fun to see the tracks curving around. Big stope straight up. And a working platform. And it would have been funneled down into this chute. They probably had some sideboards on this. Otherwise that chute isn't going to catch much. And the track curves hard to the left. I love when the track winds around like that. There's a little dugout to the right. You wouldn't know this mine was this big from the outside because the waste rock pile is not that big. And to have that 3-level Winze, even though the working levels aren't gargantuan, it's still that Winze goes down. We have a 150-foot rope, and it goes down about 120 or 30. We have just a little bit of rope left. Here's a junction. Let's go back this way. Let's take a look at it. They've pulled the track and ties out of here. And it looks different than the rest of the mine. I wonder if they were trying to intersect something and they didn't, because I don't see any vein material here. And then there's the face of this. Back in the main line. Steel. It's pretty heavy duty, 1/8 inch anyway. And this is going to be the face. They went a little ways after they had their vein and nothing else popped up, so they quit. Alright, we're heading back out. One last look at the windy track. So there's a horn here that would have been hooked up to a battery, maybe a relay or something up there too. Here's the battery cables. There's a dead rat. Yeah, these are the things we put up with when we're out mine exploring. That's a pretty fresh one too. Big valve here for the water pipe. But that horn would have been for the bottom guy to signal up to the hoist operator to pull up that skip. So this is the true open stope up there. You can see blue lights. I mean blue sky. Here's a little teeny bat hanging there. I don't want to bother him. He looks like he's pretty peaceful there. And the water lines are coming out of here. And the great outdoors. Hey, there's a Jeep right outside here. You can drive right to this one. Usually we gotta walk miles. Well, that's gonna do it for today's Explorer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on our next adventure.